Have you ever pondered over the mystery behind people vanishing without a trace? Especially when it involves not just one but thousands of individuals? There's an undeniable allure to such enigmas, a kind of intrigue that draws us in, leaving us yearning for answers. These aren't just simple cases of people getting lost or misdirected. We're talking about large groups of individuals, entire armies, villages, even towns, disappearing without leaving a single trace behind. It's mind-boggling, to say the least. This video takes you on a journey through time, exploring a selection of some of the most perplexing cases of mass disappearances in history. From the vanishing of 3,000 soldiers during the Second World War to the eerie disappearance of a whole Inuit fishing village in northern Canada. These are stories that have baffled historians and researchers for decades, if not centuries. So buckle up as we delve into the annals of history and uncover these baffling tales of mass disappearances. Imagine this, a line of 3,000 soldiers stationed for an impending invasion, and then suddenly they're gone. No trace, no explanation. Let's turn the clock back to 1937, the year of the Second Sino-Japanese War. Chinese Colonel Li Fuxian, a man of resolute determination and strategic acumen, was tasked with the defense of his homeland. In a desperate bid to repel the imminent invasion, Colonel Li deployed a force of 3,000 heavily armed troops along a 2-mile line. These men, hand-picked, heavily armed and battle-ready, were the final bastion against the incoming storm. Then came the day of reckoning. An investigation team, arriving to assess the situation, was greeted by an eerie silence. The once bustling line of soldiers, a hive of activity and anticipation, was now a ghostly spectacle. The soldiers, all 3,000 of them, had vanished. The posts were deserted, the artillery and heavy guns left untouched in their firing positions. The weapons were fully loaded and locked, ready to unleash a deadly barrage that never came. The entire line was devoid of human presence, as if the soldiers had evaporated into thin air. The scene was a chilling tableau of anticipation and abrupt abandonment. The only remnants of the once formidable force were the ghostly echoes of their presence, the untouched weapons, the deserted posts, the stifling silence. Investigations ensued, theories were proposed, but the mystery remained. The soldiers had vanished, leaving no trace of their existence or their whereabouts. It was as if they had been swallowed up by the earth itself, leaving behind a chilling mystery that defies explanation to this day. And just like that, over 3,000 men had vanished, leaving behind a mystery that still baffles us today. The Roman Ninth Legion, a force to be reckoned with, and yet they disappeared, seemingly off the face of the earth. Formed around 65 BC, the Roman Ninth Legion was the embodiment of fearsome military might. Consisting of approximately 5,000 of the empire's most skilled and highly trained soldiers, they were a formidable force, striking terror into the hearts of Rome's enemies. This legion was not just another cog in the vast machinery of the Roman military. They were the elite, the best of the best. Their reputation for ruthlessness and efficiency was well earned as they carved a path of victory across the known world. And yet, despite their formidable reputation and extensive training, they vanished. One moment, a seemingly invincible fighting force, and the next, gone. Their posts abandoned, their whereabouts unknown. A legion of soldiers, the pride of the Roman military, simply disappeared. The mystery of their disappearance has puzzled historians for centuries. Some theories suggest they were wiped out in battle, lost to the annals of history in some forgotten skirmish. Others propose they were assimilated into the local populations, their legendary martial prowess diluted by the passage of time and the mingling of cultures. Yet, despite the myriad of theories, the truth remains elusive. There is no definitive evidence, no concrete proof of their fate. The Roman Ninth Legion, once a symbol of power and supremacy, has become a ghost story, a legend whispered in the halls of academia. The Ninth Legion, once the epitome of Roman military might, is now but a ghost, their fate still shrouded in mystery. A bustling village of 600 residents, and then one day, a chilling silence. Not a soul in sight. This is the eerie tale of Hoa Verde, a small hamlet nestled in the heart of Brazil. On the 5th of February 1923, a group of visitors descended upon this quaint village, only to find it eerily abandoned, as if the entire population had vanished without a trace. João Verde was once a thriving community, teeming with life. The villagers were largely self-sufficient, living harmoniously with the surrounding nature. Then one fateful day, all 600 of them seemingly vanished into thin air. Homes and other structures were deserted in what appeared to be a great haste. Personal belongings, half-cooked meals, and other signs of daily life were left as they were, as if the residents had intended to return shortly. The few clues left behind only add to the enigma. A lone gun, recently fired, was found in the heart of the village. More perplexing was a cryptic message scrawled on a blackboard that read, "There is no salvation." But salvation from what? Who had written this ominous message, and why? Over the years, numerous theories have attempted to explain this puzzling event. Some suggest that the villagers fled from a looming threat, perhaps a conflict or a natural disaster that the outside world was not aware of. Others propose more supernatural explanations, from alien abductions to interdimensional portals, but the truth remains elusive, shrouded in mystery. The village of João Verde, a place that once teemed with life, now remains a haunting testament to one of history's most baffling disappearances. From soldiers to entire villages, the phenomenon of mass disappearances leaves us with more questions than answers. Throughout history, these occurrences have perplexed investigators and continue to baffle us today. We've explored several instances, each unique yet eerily similar in the inexplicability of their circumstances. In 1937, during the Sino-Japanese War, over 3,000 soldiers vanished without a trace. Their artillery and heavy guns, fully loaded and locked in firing positions, were the only remnants of their existence. This baffling event occurred under the command of Chinese Colonel Li Fuxian, who had been making desperate attempts to stave off an impending invasion. Further back in history, we find the fearsome Roman Ninth Legion, a highly trained and ruthless fighting force of the Roman Empire, disappearing into the annals of time. Formed around 65 BC, this legion of approximately 5,000 men was feared throughout the empire, yet they too vanished, leaving only questions in their wake. On a different continent, in Brazil's João Verde, 600 villagers disappeared overnight in 1923. Here, personal belongings and food were left behind in homes and buildings, indicating a hasty departure. A chilling message on a blackboard reading, "There is no salvation," was one of the few clues left behind. The Roanoke Island colonists' disappearance presents another intriguing case. 117 colonists vanished, leaving no trace of bodies or graves. Some speculate a mysterious disease, while others propose more fantastical theories involving meteorite strikes, black holes, or interdimensional portals. These mass disappearances present a perplexing paradox. On one hand, we have the eerie vanishing of an Inuit fishing village in northern Canada, and on the other, the abrupt disappearance of an entire Chinese town's populace overnight. These cases demonstrate the global nature of these occurrences, transcending borders and cultures. Each of these instances shares commonalities: sudden disappearances, a lack of physical evidence, and the ensuing mystery that continues to baffle investigators. Theories range from the plausible, such as disease or conflict, to the fantastical, like interdimensional portals and ancient Greek gods. Yet none provide a satisfactory explanation that can be universally applied to all these cases. Despite the differences in time, location, and circumstances, these mass disappearances share an uncanny similarity: the lack of a definitive explanation. They challenge our understanding of the world and its history, pushing us to question the known and explore the unknown. As we continue to grapple with these mysteries, one thing remains certain: the phenomenon of mass disappearances continues to intrigue, baffle, and challenge our understanding of the world and its history.